So I was planning to go outside and practice my videography stuff, but the problem is it's too cold outside. It's like 34 degrees Fahrenheit, and when the wind blows, it's much colder than that. I was thinking of shooting anything inside the house without requiring me to go out and shoot. And then I remember that I want to try overhead lighting. So today we will explore some cinematic shots using an overhead lighting. Overhead lighting is great for isolating your subject or something that you want to isolate from the background, because the light that comes from the overhead lighting is focused on your subject. So in order to do this, we need to use a C-stand, or if you have something like a friction arm and there is a crossbar on your ceiling, you can use this kind of friction arm to prop your light. The one key challenge with overhead lighting is that if you have a COB light, if you hang it on a C-stand by yourself, if you're shooting this by yourself, you don't have a team, sometimes it's hard to put it because of its weight, and you have to exert effort. And anything that is hard to do and requires us to exert more effort, probably we will avoid that. We probably will end up with other kinds of lighting. So with that said, we will use a smaller light that is easy to rig, and hopefully this will work. So this is the Zhiyun Cinepeer C100. This is a RGB light with a CCT mode as well, from 2700K to 6500K, advertised as a tube light or a wand light that has 100 watt of power. So what makes this great for an overhead lighting is that it is not too heavy. It's like 3 pounds, 4 pounds, I guess. And then if you get the combo version of this light, it comes with this grid modifier, which is great for controlling the spill of the light. And mounting this light is so easy because of the mounting points. For example, there are 2 1/4-inch threads on both of the ends of the light. If you get the combo version, again, you'll have this clamp which has 1/4-inch threads on the side and on the back, and this clamp goes straight on this silver part of the light, and then you can put this on the C-stand like this, pointing on the side, or you can use the thread on the bottom of the clamp, which we will use for our overhead shot. So before we proceed to make the overhead lighting shots, scenes, I just want to mention some key features of this C100 that I think is fantastic and also worth mentioning. Number one is that, for the most part, we will use it as a normal CCT light like this, but this also has some lighting effects, especially RGB lights, which I think will help you create more artistic lighting effects, lighting scenes for your next video. So the first one that I like is the rainbow effect, which is like this. Look at the shadows that it creates. It's like an RGB of shadows right behind the subject. So if you are like you have a creative idea using that kind of effect, it's there, you can use it. And then another thing is the chase effect. This one is the 3 chase effect, which is like a very trippy effect. There's a lot of creative idea that you can make with this kind of light. And then there's two chase like this. You can change also the speed of the lighting chase, and there's also one right here, just one. This also comes with the other effects that I guess other RGB light has, like this police car. And there's this, I think this is also great, a bad fluorescent light. If you hang this overhead like this, you can create that effect. And that's all I want to say about this C100 light. And let's go do the overhead lighting effect. So if you want to create a cinematic shot, the first thing you need to do is to control the lighting. So for example, in this bathroom, there is a tungsten colored light which is filling the whole room. It doesn't create depth because we just have this flat lighting scenario here. In order to control this, we will turn all the lights off and we will use the C100 as our key light. So I have here a C stand, which we will put this C100 later to create an overhead lighting with this. Also, I'm using the grid. We can control the spill of the light just on the sink part of the bathroom. So this is what I like about this C100 light. It is easy to rig an overhead light like this compared to using a full-blown COB light with a dome or a diffuser. With this, you just need to use the clamp and put it. Super easy. It will take you just 5-10 seconds to do it. You see, it's just beneath the bathroom lights. I'm using their app, the ZY Vega, to remotely control the light. So let's turn that on. Let's try to turn off the lights. And that's our key light right there. Let's turn on again the lights because we're not done yet. I have here the X60 from Zhiyun as well. I also connected it to a magic arm, and then I will put this light, and then I will set this to 3200K so it will create a warm light. So come here. Then let's get the app and turn that on right there. So we have the X60 on the other side of the shower curtain, and then the C100 as our overhead fluorescent light. Here's with the bathroom light first, and then let's see if what we have when we turn off the bathroom lights. This creates more moody type of shot with layers of light, which makes the overall scene more cinematic. So I'm using the C100 on a C-stand with this grid modifier here. So it will only light a certain portion of the floor and it will not spill the light all over the place. And then we will put the subject here. He will sit there and then play the TV. And then additional tip, I'm using a small panel of light here as a fill light for this scene because the side of my face, if you can see the shot here, I need to fill a little bit of the shadow side of my face because it's too dark without the fill light. This also creates the catch light on my eye right there. So for this last scene, I tried to find somewhere that is hard to put a C-stand and prop a light above the subject. So we will do this in our pantry. There's a lot of texture and color because of the food inside. And the problem with this pantry is that the lights are bad. Like this, it's so flat. We will use again the C100 without the C-stand this time. And I will just use 2 friction arms. And then we will use the threads at the 2 ends of the light. So let's turn this on first. And then we will clamp this to the shelves. Okay. So there's our light clamped to the top shelf of the pantry. Let's turn the lights off. Look how beautiful this light creates overhead and creating this cinematic shot inside the pantry without using a C-stand or a bigger light. Also, the great thing about this is that we can control the light using the app without accessing the light physically. You can change the brightness, and also if you want to be artistic and creative, we can change it to colored lights like red, changing the mood of your scene like this. And also the ability to rig it easily like this is great for a solo creator, solo shooter like us. that is just few examples of how we can use an overhead lighting and create a cinematic shot without using a big COB light with just this Zhiyun Cinepeer C100. And if you want to check this light out, I have the links in the description. And probably lighting is the most important aspect when creating a cinematic shot, because lighting can make or break your shot or your scene. So yeah, practice more, and that's it. I will see you again next time. Bye.